Hi everyone, it's Marianne, and for today's video, I'm sharing with you my winter 2023 favorites. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as you may or may not know, I had a rough winter season, but I'm choosing to focus on the positives and share with you the things that I liked from this winter season. So before we start, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Marianne. Welcome to My Wasteless Life, where I take you along my houseplant and sustainable lifestyle journey and share with you some of my tips and tricks along the way. I also share some personal and travel vlogs here and there. So if that type of content interests you, make sure to like this video and comment down below. Let me know what are your favorites from the winter season. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So me and my plants had a really rough winter season. And if you're not caught up with what's going on in my life, I basically had to leave the place that I used to live and stay with my sister for like an entire month in January until I found this place that I'm currently staying in. And for that period of time, I had to be separated from my houseplants because I had to leave all of a sudden and I can't really bring any of my plants with me. So they had to stay in the old place. And I was just like pretty much separated from them for like an entire month. And when I finally had to move, I needed money to cover the financial cost of moving. So I had to sell practically half of my houseplants. So it was really rough, but at the same time, it also made me appreciate my plants a lot more since I started my plant journey, because to be quite honest, I felt like I was plateauing with my plant journey. Not that I wasn't in love with my plants anymore, but I wasn't as excited about my plants like when I first began my plant journey. But like this experience, this entire winter season just made me appreciate my plants even more. I was really able to take stock of which of my plants are really important to me. Like I did a video this past winter, the plants that I would take with me in case of an emergency, real life edition. And these are the plants that I really prioritized and couldn't give up even in like a dire financial situation. I was like, there's no way I'm giving up this plant, selling them or anything. They're gonna stay in my plant collection. So this winter really renewed my relationship and strengthened my relationship with my houseplant. Even though I have a smaller plant collection right now, it is the plants that I truly love. And also I'm very excited to build my plant collection from here, but also really love and pay attention to the plants that I still have in my plant collection. But if there is one plant that kind of like not necessarily came out on top, but really became my comfort plant, hence my favorite this winter season, is my Monstera deliciosa, as you can see right here. So as of filming, I still have some of my plants left in my old place. I have moved my plants here little by little, and since this is a basement unit and it's still winter season, I don't really get a lot of natural light here. Even though this is a south facing unit, it is still winter time and it is a basement unit, and I only have a small window even though it's west facing. And I'm hoping by the spring and summer season I would get a lot more natural light in here, but I just feel it's unfair for my plants who are used to receiving a lot of natural light to be placed here just because I want them here. So I'm slowly transitioning the plants into this new apartment, into this new place. But the first one that I brought with me was the Monstera deliciosa, and honestly has done pretty well in the new place. It didn't give me any issues. This is actually one of the plants that never gave me any issues at all throughout the winter season, because if you've also seen my previous video, I have confessed that a lot of my plants are suffering from mealybugs, but this is one of the plants that hasn't really suffered any issues throughout the winter season. And it's also just like a very comforting plant. And also when you move to a new place, whether you're excited about a new place or not, it takes a time for it to become or feel like a home. And when I brought the Monstera deliciosa in, I'm not saying that it now feels at home, but it definitely gives the comfort of being at home. So I really appreciate my Monstera deliciosa right here with me. It's the plant that has been with me in my most recent videos, because this is like the one big statement plant that I have in this apartment. And the other big plants that I have, I'm waiting until like the weather is nicer for me to move them in here, especially my ficus plants, because while I never had any issues with my fiddle fig or my ficus audrey, they were in the best conditions that I could provide for them, or any plant parent could provide for them. And bringing them here is honestly a downgrade when it comes to natural lighting. And there's only so much grow lights could do. With the Monstera deliciosa, it didn't really had any problems adjusting to the new apartment. So if you are a new plant parent, or you're just want a plant in your apartment, not sure if it would thrive in your space or not, go with the Monstera deliciosa. It's a very resilient plant. It, of course, would appreciate better lighting, but it could work with moderate lighting, like the kind of light it's currently receiving right now in my apartment. So, Monstera deliciosa, my favorite houseplant in winter 2023. And when it comes to plant products, like I said, my plant care was very minimal in the winter season because I was separated a lot from my houseplants. So I didn't really have a chance to like try out a lot of different types of plant products. But as you may know, I've been loving putting my plants in moss bowls. So my favorite this season is not the pole, but the moss that I've been using. And this is the moss by Jawlon Supplies. It is a naturally sourced sphagnum moss and is also sustainably sourced, and I really liked it. I find that it retains a bit more water than compared to the other sphagnum moss that I've been using. I've been trying to convert a lot of my plants into sphagnum moss instead of soil, or at least like make it half and half, because I hate soil spilling on the floor, and my apartment is like carpet all throughout, and I had that issue already in my old place with the soil spilling on the carpet, and I just really don't want to deal with that anymore. And I feel like having sphagnum moss at least on the top layer of the plants would help mitigate that issue. So I'm really loving this sphagnum moss from Jawlon. If you want to go check it out, I have it linked down in the description. So any products I mentioned in this video, I will try my best to link down in the description, and you can also find them in the Amazon storefront if they are available from Amazon. And a full disclosure, I do receive a small commission from the Amazon affiliate program if you purchase them through Amazon using my affiliate links or using my affiliate links with the companies and brands that I've been working with. But yeah, my next favorite product is Grateful Coffee. I love it because it's instant coffee, and normally I don't like instant coffee. I like making my coffee like drip coffee, like Cafe Bustelo is one of my favorite coffees to make. But I really like this one because it tastes like Starbucks, honestly. When I made it, especially their medium roast that is 3-in-1 that already comes with sugar and creamer, and their creamer is non-dairy. They use coconut as their creamer, and I love it. It's like a perfect coffee each time. And I know it sounds like an ad, and yes, I'm working with them, but honestly, I was the one who reached out to them. They didn't reach out to me. I just found their product and I was kind of like, oh, this sounds like a good product to try. I reached out to them. They sent me some of their sample products, and I really liked it. Both their medium roast that is 3-in-1 and their dark roast, which is basically the espresso shot. And I really like both of them. Sometimes when I really need a caffeine boost, I combine both of them. But what I love about this product is they also contain antioxidants and ingredients that helps you not crash like you do when you drink a normal coffee. So I really love it about that, and especially in my current apartment. As you may or may not know, I don't exactly have a kitchen. I designed my own kitchenette to be able to have some type of kitchen. So having instant coffee is like a lot easier to make than making my own drip coffee, not gonna lie. So it is the coffee that I've been drinking almost every single day, and I'm actually almost running out of the medium roast 3-in-1. So I really need to get more of it. I would pay for it myself because it is something that I really like. So if you're a coffee person, you want to cut down on like buying Starbucks every day, but you want like coffee that's very easy and quick to make, I highly recommend checking out Grateful Coffee. Again, they're like sustainably sourced and everything. So go check them out. I'll have the link down in the description along with my discount code, and promise you won't regret trying it. And my next favorites for the winter season is concerning mental health. So I really was very aware and tried to take care of my mental health this past season because of like everything that was going on in my life, emotionally, mentally, physically. It was very stressful. So I really wanted to take care of myself and especially pay attention to my mental health. And before Christmas, I think I might have mentioned it, Pinterest held like a virtual mental health session for its creators, and for me it was kind of like a group therapy session that I really liked. And they introduced us to an app called How I Feel or How We Feel. It's a free app. It's from a nonprofit organization. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to subscribe to it. It also has no ads. So basically what the app does is check in with you on different times of the day. Like it checks in with me like twice a day, one in the morning and one in the evening. And you can set which times or how many times a day it checks in with you to just ask you how you're feeling. This is the app version of a mood tracker in a bullet journal, but for me it's just a lot more convenient and something that I find myself more consistent in using as opposed to a mood tracker in a bullet journal, which I always never fill out. So this one, because it's on my phone and I'm constantly on my phone, I'm able to like constantly check in with my emotions and log it in the app. And I've been trying to use this app almost every day, and sometimes I miss a check-in, but I try my best to do it every single day, even on the days that I'm just feeling good or just feeling like whatever, like neutral, not good, not bad, because I just kind of like want to keep track of my emotions. Because when I look at like the overall of it, sometimes I dwell too much on the negative emotions, but when I look at like the overall chart, you actually had a pretty good day or a pretty good month, but I choose to focus on the negative emotions. So this app has helped me not focus as much on the negative emotions and pay attention or focus more on the positive emotions. But at the same time, it also helps me be honest with myself and really like help determine what I am exactly feeling at the moment at that time of day, and kind of like ask myself, why am I feeling that way? And put notes on the app explaining why I felt a certain way. And while the choices of emotions are many, it doesn't always exactly capture what I'm exactly feeling. So I just pick the closest one and just write in the notes explaining further what am I exactly feeling. So honestly, this app really helped my mental health during the past winter season, just making sure that I'm constantly checking in with myself and making sure I'm not like getting pushed towards the edge. That sounds grim, but you know what I mean. It's just like making sure that I'm constantly checking in with myself and making sure that I'm taking steps to kind of like provide self-care or meditate, take a break, whatever I need to do just to be a little bit kinder and gentler to myself and be able to handle the situation that I was in, to like focus on the things that I need to do, and then basically also compartmentalize my emotions, my thoughts, and just making sure that I'm okay. And honestly, I felt this app really helped me a lot, especially if you're someone who doesn't have access to mental health services yet. I highly recommend this app, and like I said, it's not a paid subscription, it is free. I believe it's available both in iPhone and Android, and I would link it down in the description as well. Go download it. I promise you it will help you as much as it helped me. When it comes to a self-care product, my favorite is candles. It just helps me relax, it helps me get in a better mood, and I'm very sensitive to smell, so I want to make sure like my surrounding either don't smell anything, or if it smells something, it better smell good. So Pinterest, not to like toot the horn of Pinterest, but also over Christmas, they sent me a candle as a gift. And honestly, I used that candle up really quickly. It's the fastest I used a candle ever because I've been lighting it up pretty much every day ever since I moved into this place. And since I've used that up, I got a new candle. And now I have another one from TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I think, that also been like lighting up pretty much every day. And it's now like halfway gone. So I'm pretty much burning through candles every single month. But it is the one splurge item that I spend my money on right now because it's something that relaxes me. It helps me calm down, and it helps me just like feel better. So candles might fall into the things that I probably shouldn't be buying, like in my 10 things that I promise not to buy video, but because it's something that contributes to my well-being and mental health, I'm probably gonna keep buying it. But I'm not hoarding candles, so I'm just like buying one, using it up, buying one and using it up. So I think that's the compromise there when it comes to like spending my money on some things that are not necessarily a necessity item, but for me right now it is a necessity, but I'm just being smart about how I purchase them. So candles, my favorite this winter season. And when it comes to experience, of course, the moving experience is, I don't know if it's a favorite, but it's definitely a memorable one for the winter season. As I mentioned in my moving vlog series, in my previous place, I lived there for like 7 or 8 years, so I haven't moved to a new place in a really long time. And this is my first time living alone in a very long time as well. So it is quite an experience. And honestly, I haven't really taken advantage of the perks of living alone. I just like, I don't know, just trying to adjust being by myself. And honestly, the first 2 weeks of me living alone is rough. It still can get rough sometimes because I'm not used to being alone. I do have Teddy with me, my dog, and I still do see family from time to time, but it's still very different when you're living alone. But also I know it is doing a lot of wonders for my mental health, because also that's an issue in my old place. And while moving to a new place also took a toll on my mental health in a different way, it also eliminated all the previous stresses that I had in the old place. But again, since I feel like I'm still in this adjustment phase, I haven't really taken advantage of the perks of living alone. So I don't know, maybe in a few months, I would like to really start enjoying the perks of living alone. But right now, I'm still in the adjustment phase, and the experience has been like up and down for me. But again, it is adventure. I feel like this is one of the times in my life that I would look back and was like, she did that. She is that girl. And I know I'm proud of like everything I accomplished this past winter, no matter how hard it is, because I've done things that I thought even like last year was impossible for me, but I did it this year. And I did it under such tremendous stress and pressure. So I'm really proud of myself. I'm that bitch, as Bretman Brock would say.
Period.
And lastly, I like to add my favorites on the fun stuff. So media, pop culture. When it comes to movies, I did go see Ant-Man, Quantumania. Ant-Man is not my favorite character in the Marvel series, but I did enjoy it, just like to give myself a break and like enjoy something outside of like my troubles. And I also went to see Avatar 2, which I thought was fantastic. I really liked Avatar 2. So I love seeing those movies. And for TV shows, I think everyone and their mothers is watching The Last of Us. And I love Pedro Pascal. I love everything he's in. And Mandalorian, the new season has started too, so I'm watching that as well. So I'm really enjoying both The Last of Us and The Mandalorian, even though that just has started. And I also want to watch Daisy Jones and the Six. I've been wanting to read that book for the longest time. Haven't read it yet, but I'm excited for the series. I love Sam Claflin. I loved him since The Hunger Games, so I'm excited to see it. I've only seen the first episode, and so far I'm liking it. And speaking of the Hunger Games is like having a huge revival this month. I think because the prequel is coming up in a few months, and March was when the movies was released 11 years ago, and like all the movies are now in Netflix. So everyone is talking about the Hunger Games again, and I've mentioned Hunger Games a few times in my videos because I'm such a huge fan of it ever since it came out. So I'm really glad it's coming back. And I just love the message and overall theme of that series. And I love the characters. I'm a forever Katniss and Peeta Mellark fan. So I'm enjoying the series all over again. So I really like that it's coming back in pop culture. But yeah, so those are my favorites for the winter season. Let me know what's yours in the comment. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please do subscribe. I come up with videos every week. And if you haven't yet, check out these videos up here until my next one. But until then, I see you. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain.